spirituality. My name is Remesive West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is a place for separating facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, we like to talk about the negative influence or impacts or effects of religion, religious indoctrination in children. This topic is something that we really need to talk about because I have been seeing a lot of parents making this mistake today. Even though they are a little bit conscious, they practice or they are trying to attempt to understand and practice African spirituality, they are still making a major mistake of taking their children to church or allowing other people to take their children to church. This is a very big mistake that they are doing, but they don't know, they don't understand the level of danger they are exposing their children to by allowing people to take their children, their innocent, beautiful young children, to religious houses, taking them to church. We'll see a situation whereby the parents is trying to practice African spirituality. The neighbors will say, okay, I'll be taking your children to church. We see a friend, we say, okay, your children need to be coming to church. The only good thing I can do for you as a friend is to take your children to church. We also see this in family circles where you have families that they don't do anything for you. Financially, they don't help you. Morally, they don't help you. Even physically, they don't help you. The only help they want to offer you is to take you to church, or to take your children to church, to take all your problems to church, to introduce you to their pastor. This is very common in Nigeria, in West Africa. If you have any such family member that the only help they are offering you is not to even give you a job, give you connection, but to take you to church, that person is not your friend. That person is your enemy. And the only aim of that person is to enslave you and compound your problem and also destroy your life. This is the kind of people we see today in Nigeria, in Africa, masquerading themselves as your brothers, your sisters, your uncle, your cousins, your nieces. But in reality, these people, they are all witches and wizards that wish nothing good for you, and they are seeking for ways to destroy you. So today I want to talk about the negative effects of religious indoctrination. This is something that is very dangerous, and it is the main vehicle that our enemies, the Caucasians, the Catholics, the Christians, and the Arabs are using to destroy and decimate Africa by teaching our children this garbage of Christianity and Islam. What this does to the child of the mind is that it hijacks the developmental process of the child before they are even matured. This is like you are hijacking something is coming, it is growing, then the natural growth process of mental, spiritual development, of connecting directly with of divinity, with their parents, with their nature, with their community. That process is now hijacked by a foreign body, a foreign ideology, and then twisted and polluted, and it now becomes a cancer in the mind of this child. It's like putting in a virus program into a completely neutral or pure system. When something is developing in a natural way, you now infuse a virus into it and pollutes the whole system, so that embryo, that child, now grows up with this virus inside the system. And when they become mature, the virus will start acting, making all the major decisions for them, animating their life and destroying their life. This religious indoctrination we have in Africa is a virus. That's why I always speak against religion. That is why I always address religion directly, because for what it is evil, it is poisonous, and we need to see it like this, as a cancer. This is what it does to our children. So you as an adult that is struggling to free yourself from this virus that have plagued you all through your life, the worst gifts or the worst thing you can do to your children is to not plug them into the same virus. You are not doing anything good for them. You are setting your children 200 years backwards ahead of their peers in other part of the world. You are setting them backwards, 200 years backward behind the Chinese, 300 years backward behind Japanese, 300 years backward behind children of other races. When your children grow up, they cannot think properly, they cannot integrate modern day technologies into their life effectively, they cannot solve simple common sense practical problems. They keep putting their faith in an invisible entity that does not exist. This is what religion has done to them. It poisons them. Religion and children do not mix. And religion, raising children in the tradition of a religion, is a abuse, is child abuse. Okay, it is a tragic child abuse. It makes them victims and it destroys them, because of, for you to push a child from birth to make them accept a belief that they cannot question, you force this belief into them. It forces the suspension of the critical thinking capacity of that child. So it mentally stunts the growth and development. It stunts the intellectual capacity of that child, and not only that, it infuses them with guilt, shame, fear, especially fear of death, fear of evil forces that you don't know anything about, fear of a very vileful, dangerous, willful, and perverted, sadistic, malignant creature called Jehovah. They have to live in fear of that invisible evil spirit for the rest of their life. The fear of going to hell, the fear of this, the fear of that, the fear. What does your child do to deserve all these things? This is child abuse. Okay? Fear is what they give to your child. They treat child naturally, they don't have this kind of fear of things that they don't know. This religion helps to install fear into the child. This fear will stunt the growth, the spiritual and psychic development of this child, and it will haunt the child forever. Many of us that grew up in Christianity, we were victims of the religion. How we were raised in this religion of it from 5 years, 6 years, they already give us the impression that the God is which throws us in hellfire if we don't do what it says. This fear goes through all your life until you get out of Christianity. Okay, this is religious indoctrination at its finest, and pure a brainwashing system. Now, as a parents, you should not, if you love your child very much, you really care about your child, you should not put your child through this process, because it will not only destroy your child, it will always also corrupt your bloodline. Okay, there's a kind of cycle of violence that repeats itself in the life of a family. This kind of generational ignorance, generational abuse, generational cause of ignorance that children are passing to their parents, are passing to their children. You need to break that cycle, and it needs to be you that will break that cycle. The things that you pass through that put you in the kind of life you are living now, that stunted your growth, stunted your development, that delayed your understanding of the fundamental principles of life, you must teach your children early the things you learned late. You must not allow them to repeat that cycle, and you must not allow any evil person or any ignorant family member around you to come and indoctrinating your children under your nose. That person is a witch and a wizard in disguise. Now, I have identified many of these kind of people, how they behave, and I will soon get to that. But I want to tell you that religious indoctrination is a very big danger, because what it does to the child is that it imbues, first of all, the inferiority complex upon this child. It makes the child feel that they are guilty for something that they did not do. The story of the so-called born into sin in Christianity, that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, that you are not supposed to be alive. It is one stupid God that made you, give his authority to make you alive in this world, that you have to worship that God or you are going to hell. This is a gospel of violence, a gospel of terrorism for innocent children. We all pass through this. If you grew up in Christianity, you pass through this kind of garbage. And you spend your life thinking, what have I done? What have my parents done? The next they tell you that your ancestors, they are all demons. It is the white people that came to free you. The white people came, they brought education, they brought technology, they brought this, that your ancestors were nothing, they amount to nothing, they were evil people, they were cannibals, they were living in jungle, doing human sacrifice, doing all sorts of evil things. It was the white people that came to liberate you. It was Mungo Park that discovered River Niger, that was already there before the first Caucasian ever know anything about writing. People that were already living in Africa, they say they came to discover you. You cannot discover something that is already in existence. Okay? All these wrong things that they teach us, it gives inferiority complex, and then they now introduce a deity that is not in your image. When black people worship a white Jesus Christ, what it does to their subconscious mind, it transfer that thinking that Jesus Christ is supreme, is white, therefore all white people are supreme. And it makes black people to be subservient to white people, to see themselves as inferior to white people, because everything white is good. So every evil thing that every white man do can be forgiven, because Jesus Christ preaches forgiveness. So when they see this kind of image, they feel that the white people are here to save them. This savior image. This is a very wrong thing that you need to put in the mind of your child. Your child need to see a strong African deity or African influence upon as his own savior. If you see every religion in the world, their supreme deity is made in their image. If you see the Buddhist people, Buddha is in the image of an Asian person. If you see Shiva and their Indian deities, it is made in the image of the Indian people. Even the so-called white Jesus is in the image of the Caucasian. If you really want to give your child that self-confidence, you need to show them positive black images of our African deities as the supreme being, which is the image of the divine mother, the black woman, and the child. Okay? Aset and Eru, the mother and the hero, the mother of nation, the mother of divinity. It must be an African image. They need to see themselves in the eyes of an African. They need to see power in the eyes of an African. The deities that we venerate, we create them. And when you create a deity, it must be in your own image, not in the image of somebody else. If you create the image, a deity in the image of the white man, and you give that image supreme authority, that means you are transferring all your power and authority to the white race. Okay? If you create a deity in the image of Asian people, and you say this image is the supreme deity that you want to be worshiping, what you are practically doing is worshiping the Asian people. So if you want to create a supreme deity, it must be in your own image. So every attention, every honor, everything that you are giving to that image, every offering must be to your own image. Okay? That should be your supreme being, not in the image of any other person. Now people are saying image doesn't matter. It matters because it affects the psychic of the child. It affects the psychic of the human. So what is happening now is that we have adults that practically think that white people are supreme and white people are supposed to be worshipped. This is why you see many black people risking their life to go to Europe, because they see Europe as heaven, the country of the white man. This is to live in Europe is their highest dream. You see many people from Delta State, from Benin, from East, all of them want to go to Europe to go and wash toilets, to go and work for the white man, to go and probably marry white woman, even if she's old, wrinkled. They want to go and marry Ododo, Abi Edede. They don't value their black women. They don't value anything from Africa, because this inferiority complex is as a result of this religious indoctrination. It is only religious indoctrination that will make a black person fly to Europe to go and be washing the yansh of white people for a living and say it is a legitimate also. It is only in religious indoctrination that will make a black person cross Mediterranean Sea, risk his life to go to Europe, to go and be sweeping streets in Europe, picking dustbin, doing very, very unpalatable jobs, and say it is a legitimate also. If you are very good at sweeping streets, why don't you sweep streets in your country? Why don't you do those things in your country? No, the black man in shit for white people is something. It is not about foreign exchange. For them, the closer they are to the white man, the closer they are to God, because they have been brainwashed into thinking that the white man is God, and they want to be close to God. They want to serve God. They want to love God. They want to worship God. So what we have is in this religion is that it creates people to be inferior. When you teach children like this, that you say Jesus Christ is God, and Jesus Christ is from Europe, and every good thing naturally is from Europe. So this child sees nothing good about Africa. This child will want to live their life to be as close to this God as possible. This involves our women wearing the hair of white people. They now eat their natural hair. No, many African women do not carry natural hair anymore. They feel that their natural hair is inferior. That for you to be beautiful, you must carry white people's hair on your heads. This is religious indoctrination at its finest. They see nothing good in a natural African image of beauty. In fact, they have no identity of beauty. They want to be like Mother Mary. They want to be like Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ. Even if Mary is a prostitute, they still want to be like Mary. They want to be like Jesus Christ too. Very soon, our men will start carrying blonde hair. The craziness is coming to that, because many of our women, they secretly love Jesus. Since they cannot see Jesus Christ to love physically, they love the white man. Since many of them cannot still have access to the white man, they have to love the pastor, because the pastor is a natural representative of Jesus Christ on the earth. So any adoration they have for the white man and for Jesus Christ, they will transfer that adoration to the pastor that is in their church. That's why you see so many pastors are fathering babies of children of people all over in Nigeria today. And I keep saying this thing: if you get wife when your leg need to come up for church, go do DNA test for all your children. If you are in Nigeria, if you are a Nigerian man and your wife is a very religious woman, your wife leg need to come up for church, you have children with this woman, DNA test is a must. You get why? I will never say anything more than that. Religious indoctrination is what makes our modern day leaders incapable of leading and developing Africa, because they don't know how to solve critical problems. Instead of them to think, they have been made not to think but to believe in a sky daddy. So they always pray. And I keep telling them, you cannot solve economic and poverty problems with prayer and fasting. You must apply critical thinking. This is what is missing in our educational system. So you as a adult, you have money, you have everything now. The same mistake your parents made of indoctrinating you with religion, you are doing it to your children, still carrying them to that evil church, brainwashing them with Christianity, brainwashing them with the image of white Jesus, brainwashing them with your own hands. You are the major problem of that child. When that child tomorrow start misbehaving, don't blame anybody. When that child say, I want to leave Africa, I don't want to come back again, don't blame anybody. That child that you are brainwashing today will end up selling your grave. We end up not respecting you. We ending up abandoning you because you have sold your children to the enemy. So you are the major person responsible for your own destruction, your own dissolution, because you neglect to connect that child to his true divinity. You help to facilitate this virus program. You program your child for self-destruction. This is what is happening today in Nigeria. When we see the child of many people, so-called many rich men, they raise children in religion. Now, where are those children today? Many of them are in abroad, servicing the white man, working day and night to make the white man's country better. Many of them, they don't have time for their parents. Immediately their parents die, they come and they share the property, sell what they want to sell, take what they want to take, they disappear, they leave the grave like that. Even the land that is grave is on. They also sell that land because they believe that once you die, you are appointed other man to die once after that judgment. No connection with the ancestors. They have no business with you. If you are a Christian, immediately you die, you become a demon to your children. This is what Christianity says. So that continuous veneration of honoring your ancestors is destroyed. Religions cut you off from your roots, cut you off from your divinity, cut you off from your ancestral heritage, and it converts your ancestral blessings into curses. So what you are doing now, they say the trouble you brew today, you are going to drink it tomorrow. I need to say this on this channel because I see a lot of people making these mistakes, and I just laugh. If you don't pay attention now to the development, the proper education, reorientation of your children, you are going to suffer tomorrow, because right now there's a lot of vices that is taking place in the world today, and children, many of them are confused. We are talking about moral values. These Christians will come to argue that religion breeds morality. That is why religion must be taught in schools. Religion must be taught to children, because without religion, the children cannot know right from wrong. The children cannot know good and bad. This is a very, very big lie. Before the advent of these colonial terrorists, these missionaries that are mercenaries, before the Caucasian studies their slave trade, we have morals in Africa. We know good and evil things. We don't have crime. We don't have jail. We don't have epidemic. We don't have these diseases. We don't have stealing. It was Caucasian race that brought all this evil to Africa. Before the advent of these Caucasian people, we have laws. Ancient Egypt, Kush, they have the 42 laws of maths. If you type that on the internet, you will see the 42 laws of maths. This is our African laws of how to preserve your environment, how to live in harmony. In fact, the 10 Commandments was plagiarized from that 42 laws of Mahat in ancient Kush that was later taken to ancient Egypt. Okay? So we have morality. We know morality. Even in our ancient villages that we still have in Africa, when you come, you tell them they know right from wrong. They know that it is bad to take somebody's property. It is bad to do certain things. It is bad to go and pollute, to steal people's money. We know, or we have laws. We have laws of morality. So religion did not teach us morality. What religion teaches us was crime, fraud, how to steal, how to cheat, how to sell our people into slavery. Religion brought division into Africa. If you don't believe this, go and read Things Fall Apart by Shina Ashibi. The community was doing fine with their own laws and tradition until the white man came to the village. When the white man came, they think he was playing. Before they know, it starts changing in the minds of their people and poisoning them. And now they are not united anymore. Anywhere there's religion, there is division, there is segregation, there is avarice, and there is problem. So religion did nothing good to Africa, but to set Africa 5,000 years backwards, to underdevelop Africa, and to steal our natural resources and our best brains. Religion came to Africa to enslave Africa. Nothing more, nothing less. So for these adults now that I'm saying, you call yourself an educated person, you have a degree in one of these so-called university, you see you are well educated, but you know nothing about African history. You say it's okay. The worst thing you can do for your children is to be taking your children to church. Okay, now you have seen how religion has failed Africa, how religion is failing Nigeria. You see the effects of religion. You're still taking your children to church. And especially the worst one is these boarding houses. We have these so-called religious boarding houses in Nigeria. They are all over the place, run by these churches. This is a proper indoctrination camp, whereby you take your child, you don't see your child for 6 months, you only see your child 2 times in a year. These are horrible places. When your child is there, they are seriously indoctrinated, and that is the place your child is going to learn all sorts of evil, negative vices, negative characters, gayism, homosexuality, lesbianism. That is where they teach your child all these evil things. Teach your child how to smoke, how to take drugs, because here you don't see the child. You don't know. At least this time you can be able to see your child every day. But boarding houses, they are the worst places you can take your child to. You take your child to boarding house 2 years, what is coming back is a total stranger. A total stranger that cannot be salvaged anymore. So as an adult person, as a father, as a mother, it is not just about procreating and creating children. You have a responsibility to build strong children. You have a responsibility to make sure that you don't make the mistakes that your parents made. You have a moral responsibility to teach your child the things that works, real things, not carry your child to be going to church again. This is the worst thing you can do for your child. In this modern day, where everybody is talking about space travel, time travel, modern day technology, you still carry your child to teach this nonsense. What you are doing is that you are actually violating the right of your child. You are depriving your children to grow up as normal human beings. In fact, you are an enemy to the children. You think you are doing them a favor, raising them in God. You are just working for the enemy. The enemy don't need to bring what you are doing the work of the enemies. They don't need to come down to Africa. You are working for them. What is this that you are making your child, you are infusing your child with prejudice. You're blocking their growth. You're blocking their normal mental, spiritual development. And you are making them to be judgmental and confuse people. And then this child grew up with this religion hanging at the back of their neck, thinking that they are not good people, they are not good for nothing, they can't do this, they can't do that, they are inferior. The only way they can aspire is to love Jesus Christ. What you are doing that you just destroy your child. The child will always have it like a scar on his mind, on his conscience, and he did not do anything wrong, making your child to feel guilty. What sort of life is this? This is not the wish for any parents. This is not the kind of thing I wish for my children. For somebody like me that was a victim of religion, I was raised in a very strict religious home. We pray, do morning devotion every morning, morning devotion every evening, up 3 times a week. We go to church. On Sunday, if you don't go to church, you are the devil. I raised in this kind of church that I don't have any. Everybody was doing the same thing, and yet everybody was an hypocrite. I was looking at them. This is the same people that claim that, oh, they are so-called, they love God. Immediately they come back from church, they are perpetrating wickedness. What is the point of you going to the church now? When you know that somebody will come and ask you for something, you cannot help them. Somebody will come and you see somebody in need of assistance, you will not help them. What is the point of spreading misery and sadness? What is the point of making people feel inferior? You prove that you are morally and emotions to people. What is the point of all these things? Whereby you are in a position of power and authority, give people food, you refuse. Do good roads, you refuse. Create electricity for people, you refuse. Do projects that many people projects, you refuse. And yet you go to church every Sunday. Which kind of church should they go? What is the point of doing all these things? Hypocrisy. We have this kind of leaders. Nigeria is like the most religious country in Africa right now, if not the whole world. And yet the level of evil and the level of suffering in the country is unprecedented. So who is causing the suffering? Is it not the same people that go to church every Sunday, that go to mosque every Friday? Then the rest of the week is to punish and engage in massive corruption. So what is the point of religion? What is the benefit of religion in a country like Nigeria, where we cannot get it right, where we have 4 major refineries in the country, and none of them can work for the last 20 years. None of them is functioning. What is the essence of religion? Whereby we don't have steady power supply, and they pray every day to a God that is supposed to be a supreme being, but your God is too lazy to teach you how to light electricity for your country. What is the essence of religion when insecurity? Boko Haram have killed over 60,000 people in the last 10 years, whereby people are being killed wantonly, kidnapping, all sorts of crimes as rampant. What is the essence of religion? You people have been praying. It's obvious that your prayers does not work. Your prayers does not work, or your God doesn't listen, or your God is deaf. It doesn't work. The more you pray, the more crime. So what is your prayer actually doing? When they're building and churches as big as auditorium and football fields, every Sunday we see people going to church, dressing up, claim to be praying. What is your prayers doing when nothing is working in the country? When African people are still disrespected everywhere? What is your prayers doing? where you don't even have your own international airline, your own national carrier airline, you don't have it? What is your prayers doing where you cannot manufacture ordinary car battery inside your country, where you have to import almost everything you are doing for, you have to import almost all your products? What is your prayers doing? Nothing. Where all your roads are bad, they are all death traps. What is your prayers doing where you don't have good medical care, good hospitals? What is your prayers doing where you cannot come out to say the truth, where you have to kill people to be elected in the country? This place is what they call a shithole. It is obvious that religion is just a hypocritical act in Nigeria and everywhere else. So this religion has failed the African youth, it has failed the African elder, and it will fail your future children. The only thing you can do for your children now is to reorientate them to start applying common sense. You have to take a clue from Chinese people. Right now, they are number one in the world. How are they doing it? Are they praying? Look at Japanese. How are they doing it? Are they praying? Look at Indian people. Are they praying? No. They are actually teaching their children the right thing. How to apply common sense principles, teaching them their history and their tradition, their culture. These countries, they are doing this. Look at Thailand, for instance. How are they doing it? Is it not? Did you see them going to church? You see them always walking. They are very, very practical. When you talk about practicality, some people will say that it is mundane. People that don't want you to grow, the religious people, we want to shut you down. When I blast religion on this channel, they are the first to say that I should not talk about their religion because they know what they are doing to you. Religion is the major bane of Africa. Okay? According to somebody, one good priest is equivalent to 100 soldiers. But I believe one good evil pastor is equivalent to 1,000 soldiers. Indoctrinating your children with this poison, because it gives a future of emptiness and continuous. It ensures them to be continuously slaves to the Western world, slaves to the Arab world. So you as a parent that is watching this channel, you must not make this mistake. You must not let anybody take your children to church. Any evil relations that is saying they want to take your children to church, you cannot help me with money. You cannot save my skin, but you want to save my soul. That person is not your friend. That person is a demon. You should block that person out of your life. Since I blocked so many relatives for my life, I have been living a very peaceful life. And I continue to block them. Many of them will pretend to be your friend. They are looking for the best place to stab you. Immediately see a space they stab you. When you have any person, any relations that is carrying religion that is not respecting your belief, suspect that relation. That relation is a witch and a wizard. We have many of them in Nigeria. I have identified I have strong evidence to prove that Nigerian witches are working in conjunction with these pastors, this religious body, to poison the country and to put African people under a spell, under the spell of oppression, under the spell of underdevelopment. They are all working together. So most of these witches, they are very, very religious people. They go to church, they support Christianity, and they are the people that will tell you that you must go to church, you must do this, you must not connect with your own divinity, because they want to enslave you and they want to change your destiny. When you begin to think in the eyes of religion, the highest you can aspire to is a Negropean. A Negropean is a deformed, is a mentally deformed African that is incapable of critical thinking, that is a slave. They are only African in skin color, and maybe they speak the language and they eat the food, they wear the clothes, but spiritually, they are European, they are empty. They are empty vessels. This one will sell their brother and sister to the white man faster than before you say flash. They will sell you for free. You have to be careful of these people. Sadly enough, we have them everywhere. Some of us are even married to this kind of people. So before you get married, view your partner very well. If your partner is somebody that will sell your future, your children, into religion, just know that your marriage is not taking you anywhere. The worst thing that can happen to a conscious person is to go and marry an unconscious individual. Just know that that unconscious person will destroy your destiny of your children. There are many girls in Nigeria that before you even talk to them, they will just tell you that their church is non-negotiable, that they go to church 3 times a week. They are letting you know this, that they go to church 3 times a week, that this relationship that they are going into, you must not disturb them. I have come across those kind of women. Any women that told you like that in Nigeria, just know that they are sleeping with the pastor, and they are having other men, and they want to have time for their other relationship, and they don't want disturbance. And yet some men, I don't know whether it's love, infatuation, or desperation, they will agree to these terms and conditions. 3 times a week you will not be seeing your wife. You say your wife is in church, sweeping church, doing usher work, because she want to build a mansion for you and her in heaven. That mansion, before you know, all your children will belong to pastor. All the illegitimate children in Nigeria right now is pastor's children. Those men that allow their wife to go to church, pastor is fucking their wife and bringing bastard children into their home. This is what is now reigning and trending in Nigeria. Pastors are the ones that disvirgin many girls in Nigeria. Pastors are the ones that are sleeping with all the people's wives. Same pastor that's supposed to be the holy man. Well, I'm not surprised. After all, Jehovah slept with somebody's wife to born Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was a bastard. A old Jehovah, supreme being, could not find a single girl in the whole world that he created. Jehovah had to go and sleep with Joseph's wife to born Jesus Christ. So if their supreme God can do this, what do you expect all the pastors to do? If their own God not fit find single woman, you not fit create single woman, a God that refused to marry, till now he never still get wife for heaven. No. Jehovah, Yahweh, Elohim, that bastard pervert we get him telescope say they see everybody. They see everybody in Yansh. That stupid God. He not get wife. He pikin too not get wife. His son, whether not gay, we not know whether not gay or transgender, sexual. He could not have a wife. He's an irresponsible, immature God. The next thing he say he want to born pikin to come save you. He have to go and sleep with another man's wife, where they don't pay for a head, to born Jesus. So Jesus is a result of an illegitimate relationship. Okay? So if their supreme God can do this, what do you expect of all the pastors? Not be to the sleep of people's wife, not be that. After all, not be their God start them. Now this kind of place you they carry your pikin, they go. Say make you go learn. What morality can Christianity teach? Christianity have no morals to teach, except in genocide, how to steal people's property. Every day we open the Bible, the Old Testament, and the Lord God sent Israel to the land of the Amalekites, kill all the Amalekites, seize all the women's, burn all their property, take for yourself the the virgins as wife. Is it not genocide? A God that is a genocidal maniac. What are you going to learn from this kind of God? A God that's a thief. A God that we say is a God of play wayo, Esau and Jacob. You know fully well that this junior one does not deserve it. You bless him. A God that is the king of Yahoo, the king of wayo. A God that truth not there in mouth. He go say one thing for this Bible, he go say another thing. He go say one thing, he go say another thing. There's no morality in that book. Religion cannot teach me morals. It cannot teach your children morals. Religion at best will teach your children to be a genocidal, sadistic, miserable psychopath. Somebody that will be wicked to themselves. Somebody that will be judgmental. That is what religion teaches. Division, discrimination, racism. The Jews are the people of God. It's not racism. Out of all the billion people, only one race are the people of God. So what happens to all of us? I am your slave, Abi. God punish you. This kind of religion is something that we should eradicate from our society, from our community. We should not tolerate it. For somebody to just meet you on the road and say he wants to share some good news with you, the next way you say the good news is that you are born in sin. For me, that is an insult. When I left religion, I don't tolerate it anymore. You cannot come to tell me that I'm born with sin. I'll tell you, now your papa and your mama now they're born for sin. You cannot tell you that your God will burn me in fire if I don't listen. For me, I take it as a threat. If you say your God go burn me, instantly I go start to fight you, then now you neither go burn. You are a thief, you are an idiot, and you are a useless person. You cannot just see innocent people and start threatening them. That if they don't come to your church, your God is preparing fire. And make you prepare the fire now, we go meet for them. Make we see who go first born. At the end of the day, your God will be stealing people's land in Africa. Stealing people's land, stealing people's money. Your God is a parasite. A God that begs for a living. I don't want to beg for a living. I don't want to live my life on my knees for a living. Okay, I want to do what I like for a living. Your God is a criminal. Your God is a genocidal maniac. Your God is a armed robber. Your God is a rapist. And your God is a deviant. This is not the kind of God you want to push your children to. This thing is a demon, an evil spirit. Now, evil spirit be this, so not be where you want carry your pikin go. You go destroy your pikin life. This God that almost destroy all our, if not for the intervention of the ancestors, I will still be in Christianity today, probably juggling one Bible. What I go at best, I will become one pastor. They deceive my own people for a living, making a living of the misery of my own people, selling my people heart. This is the glory of being a pastor. It's 419, a pulpit bandit, a liar. This kind of religion, then I'll come to sleep with people's wife. This is kind of religion a day you want me to come do for my life, then I call them blessing. Say this is a blessing. This is a curse. You are a demon. You are an evil spirit. This is what you have. Okay? So we need to identify that you carrying your child to this place as a conscious human being where you don't become adults. It's either you be winch or you not get sense and something is wrong with you fundamentally. We have what they call this spiritual laziness in Africa. This lackadaisical attitude of many adults that they are so selfish that they don't really interested in helping their own people. Your own children again, no, not be saying me, your own children again. You say this is not the way to survive. It's not the way that they train you. Okay, if you see not the way that they train you like that, well, now your children, you can train them any way you want to train them. But I need to say what needs to be said. That child that you are mistraining like this, that child, when the child starts tomorrow to manifest all the evil things that they have been taught, don't blame the child. Do not cry, do not weep, because the child will surely manifest the things you are teaching them. Okay? So just know, say, when the child starts to manifest, know, say, that you not create them. The people we call black sheep today in the society, we created them. Me, I am a product of the society. I am here talking today. I am a product, yes. Now create me. I'm a product of religion. I saw the evils of there. I left there. I rediscovered myself. And I identified myself and I named myself. Now I am here trying to correct the ills and the shortcomings of the society. So in other words, you created me. Now you have to deal with me. So for somebody to come here in this channel telling me that I need to change, I don't need to do this, when you have religion have victimized me for more than 30 years, where I won't change go again. You not get where they go. You have to deal with me now. You created me. I am your product. So there's nothing you can do. You cannot come here to tell me to change my message so that you can keep on doing evil things. You can keep on hiding under the canopy of a Bible, pretending, enslaving people. You cannot tell me to stop. I am here now. So this matter is an everlasting matter. There are so many evil things that religion offers to you, and none of them is good. Okay, so for those parents that are doing this now, just know, say, when your pikin start to manifest, you will reap what you sow, because they will surely manifest. The only good thing you owe your children is not to build house for your children, or not to keep money for them. Is to build their character. Is to give them a good, sound education and teach them the wisdom of life. Now, if you fail to teach your children these common sense things, those houses you are living for your children will sell them. Those money, they will squander them. Those businesses, they will squander them if you don't teach them how to be a good person. All those things you are stealing now, you're saving, they will sell everything. I am somebody that, my dad was not a poor man, but some evil people, they killed him in the family to steal his wealth. After killing the guy, they took everything. I started my life without nothing. I didn't inherit anything from my father, but all I have now is made by myself. I generated my own wealth. Now, if I don't have a good background and I didn't connect back to my own divinity, do you think I'll be able to do this? I'll be struggling for father's property. People that took the property, they are all suffering today. But me, I am living very well. I don't need that property. If you train your child well, It will not need your property or your heritage. It will create its own legacy. Okay? If you train your pikin well, no, you don't need to buy a house, keep for them. You go buy your own house. But if you don't train your children well, they will sell the houses you bought for them. It's as simple as that. So those people that are here that are thinking that they are getting it wrong. Now many of your children now are brothers and sisters. They are in abroad, struggling. When I bring the matter up, some people get offended. That how am I saying that Africans are going to Europe to go and be washing white people's hands, sweeping streets and doing menial job? That is legitimate. I will not do that. I cannot do that. It's an abomination for me to do certain job. Although we need all kind of people. Yes, there are some people with low mentality, but me, I'm not a person with low mentality. That job is not for me. If you feel that you're capable to do that job, you can do that job. Me and you not be the same level. All fingers are not equal. Okay, sleepers get size. If you feel say your destiny now to come live, come clean white people yansh, or to come drive taxi, or to come the dig gutter, by all means do it. Do it with what happiness, do it with pride, do it with anything you want to do, and do it very well. Okay, if you feel saying your destiny is to do this job, by all means do it. I support you. People need to be doing it. I mean, if nobody they clean our gutter, who go clean gutter? If nobody they drive taxi, how we want to work? If nobody be shoemaker, who go polish with shoe? We need shoemakers, we need toilet cleaners, we need yansh cleaners, we need all these people that do all these petty jobs. Okay, we need them. There will always be people doing it. But now you go choose what you want to do. There are some jobs that are dignified. There are some jobs that are not dignified. Like me, I am not happy with the way Africa is. The way Africa is being oppressed, I am not happy. We are not supposed to be in this level we are. That is why I am shouting today. We should do better. We can do better. We cannot be a third world country when we have all the natural resources of a first world. The so-called first world countries say we are third world, but yet they cannot do without us. If you are really first world, as you say you are, Europeans, I'm talking to you, those white races, I am talking to you. If you are really a first world country, what are you doing in Africa? Why are you coming to steal from us? Are we the ones stealing from you? You are first world, but you are the one that is stealing. That means you are actually the third world because you steal for a living. You are a scallywag. You are a criminal. You are a crook. You are a dirty thief. You are the one that is stealing, and yet you are first world. Are you not ashamed? What Africa needs is a reorientation of our minds to kick these people out of our space. This is why I do these videos. So for me now, I'm too big to, and I cannot do certain jobs. So you should not be, if you are in Europe, you find yourself doing all these things, by all means, I'm not insulting you. I am not degrading you. By all means, no condition is permanent. Some people do what they need to do to survive for a certain part, but don't make it your destiny. Try to make sure that you stop that thing as soon as possible. Change it. We are kings from Africa. We get level. We get integrity. We cannot be seen to be doing certain things. So wherever you are, you find yourself doing that job today. Try to make provision for a better job in the future. I believe that that job you are doing is not the will of your ancestors. It is not the will of your parents. It is not the dream of your lineage. It's not the dream of your bloodline to be doing certain kind of jobs in Europe. This is not the dream. This is not your plan. This is not your destiny. Something made it like that. And you must end it in your lifetime. This is not what you are supposed to be doing. No, I go see Siam. This is not my wish for you. Okay, that is not my wish for you. So if you see yourself doing this kind of menial jobs, do not accept it as there can always be something better. And there's always something better. And we should always strive for something better. Okay? Part of the thing we should look at for is this religious indoctrination. If many of us are not indoctrinated with this Christian religion, we will not do many things we are doing right now. Many things we are doing that is normal. It is not normal. Now, religious indoctrination, I call some. That is why we must not put this nonsense on our children. We must study our African spirituality. We have a responsibility to know it as adults. They say anybody can put you in a hole, but if you choose to remain in that hole, it is your choice. So you still want to there, I mean, you want to move forward. You dey comfortable with religion, there's no protection there. Oh. Now slavery dey there. I have seen many Christians around me that are suffering. They claim they are Christians and then they see what their God they do for them. One of them dey my corner. You say you be Christian, your God not fit give you money to buy generator. Your God not fit give you motor. Your God not fit give, and you still dey go church for more than 30 years. Is your God so poor at ourselves? Okay? So, we need to use common sense and apply wisdom in dealing with our future. Do not allow anybody to indoctrinate your children with religion. Even if you don't have no African spiritual games, let them go and play Minecraft. They can learn how to teach your carry computer, give your children when they play every Sunday. Okay, put better constructive games there so that they can be training their minds on how to design advanced programs. It's better for your children to play computer games at home than for them to go to church to be indoctrinated. It's better. That's why I see I know. I don't talk my own. Who won't go talking? Make it go talking. So this is what I have to say today. These are the dangers of religious indoctrination. It breeds inferiority complex. It is child abuse. It is dangerous, and it is the main vehicle that the enemy is using to destroy us in Africa. So we should not use our own hands to be destroying our own children. Okay. So a word is enough for the wise, and I think I will stop here today. For those people that have been watching me, I thank you very much. And please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, close the subscribe button so you'll be the first to get my videos as soon as I release them. Then of course, if you have not gotten my book yet, it is still here, Quantum Physics and African Spirituality. This is a subject that you cannot escape. As you practice your African spirituality, you are going to come to this subject. You're going to come to a point whereby science and spirituality will meet. This is the material that you need to plug it together so that with this book, you will know that African spirituality is not evil. It is not fetish. It is not demonic. All what the Christians are saying is pure lies. They don't want you to connect back to your true divinity. That is why they are lying to you. And they have nothing good to offer you. If you want to empower yourself as an African, you need the knowledge inside this book. Okay, that knowledge is what is going to unlock the hidden powers inside your bloodline, inside your DNA, that you will use to be connecting directly to the universe. You need to unlock that power that is inside you that they don't want you to realize, that they are trying to poison with the religious indoctrination at an early age. These people, they are not good people. These Western people, many of them are not even humans. They are Neanderthals. Their aim is to destroy us and enslave us forever. We have no future making relationships with these people or even listening to them. If you want to be strong as an African, you need to connect to your own African divinity, and you need that knowledge and access to that knowledge. And this is the material that will help you right here. So you need to get this book. Simple, powerful book, just $50, and you'll be glad you did. If you have a library, you don't have this book, your library is not complete. So if you also want to have access to spell, walking in the shadow of the gods, over 200 spells are here waiting for you. Powerful spells that you can do in any part of the world, any country. You have this book. It will increase your capacity, it will connect you back to nature, and it will change your life in so many ways. You need access to this knowledge, and the knowledge is right here in my hands. Both of them is just $200. It is not expensive. Ignorance is much more expensive. Okay? Many of those people will say that to clean toilet be the way. Say they're not going to agree buy this book. When I continue to clean toilet, when I go clean toilet for heaven. So, common sense is not common. Okay? Better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war. The people you call your friends today, they are not your friends. They are your enslavers. And they know this. So, religious indoctrination will not make you see them for what they are. That's why they are attacking your children early. Go to all northern Nigeria. Instead of them to be building factories, they are building imaginary schools. Yesterday, I was watching news, May 29 Democracy Day. It's like all the northern states, they are all building schools for imaginary, Islamic schools, to indoctrinate their own people with Islamic education. Just shocking to me. Come to southern Nigeria, they are building Christian schools to indoctrinate. Every church is building school to indoctrinate. This is a war, and they know the war. Okay? You too, as a parents, you must stand firm. You must not be lazy, because this battle is the battle for the future of your children. You must not be lazy. You must invest in African spirituality. You must know If you don't know, you will be taken out. The one that know will take you out. So there's a war going on. So a war of ideology, and you need to put your leg on you put your boots on the ground. So get these books. If you also want to learn African spirituality, I still teach you to. I teach African spirituality from the history, the science, the direct connection with divinity. I teach it on this channel. Beginner class is just $600. You're going to know a lot of things that people that paid $10,000 they don't even teach them. I will improve your capacity, and I will connect you directly to the African divinities. So if you want to learn African spirituality, now here the politician. Okay, if you also want to buy your stuff, your ointments, your soaps, your hair, meditation beads, I sell a lot of African items. You can check my website, River of Knowledge, it is there. Then of course, if you want to do your X's, your packs, your Oracle Tarot readings, I do all those things as well. Apart from that, I thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.